It's the first time ever in 38 years the show will be actually streamed live around the world.
Let me introduce to you the. Are you still the president of Entertainment Enterprises for iHeartRadio?
After 13 years, I'm glad you know it. You finally got the title right.
I got it right.
I basically work. We all work for you anyway, so whatever you want to call it. Sir Duran.
We love John Sykes. Always smiling and always so full of music knowledge because you've been around the music business for a long time. So first of all, before we get into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame conversation, tell me about that release that we had across iHeartRadio, the latest and the last from the Beatles.
It was really history. I mean, literally, it's the last song from a band that changed not only music but culture around the world. I mean, there are a lot of amazing artists out there, but very few who you could say are the Beatles. And I was actually old enough to remember when they played on the Ed Sullivan Show. I think I was like 6 years old. This is my parents' den. And you knew at that moment that something was going to change, that something was going to happen. It wasn't just another artist playing on the show, another juggler, another circus act. The Beatles came on, and everybody, the parents, my sisters, everyone was just locked in. And they went on to basically become a very important band of songwriters, changed the world, spoke out, obviously advocates for so much, and then sadly they broke up, and then they lost John, and then lost George, and you thought it was over, and then all of a sudden Peter Jackson, who was working on Get Back, finds this tape that John made in the Dakota that he'd given to Paul, George, and Ringo at the time that Yoko had, after John passed. And he said, wait, we've got AI technology. We can peel that piano off. Because they tried in 1994 when they did Free as a Bird. They tried to actually make that song. And they finally left that studio, Paul's studio outside of London, and said, we can't do this. We just can't. It's too mixed up. And what you just heard, that crystal clear vocal, was through AI technology that actually peeled the piano off.
That is crazy.
Crazy, but think about everyone on this call, whether you knew the Beatles or not, because we've got a young group of people in this room. You still know who they are. You still, you still know those songs, and they've been covered over and over again. And it was history. And we today at iHeart, over 700 radio stations across the country, the same moment played that Beatles song.
Wow.
So amazing.
Wow.
Well, having you here, John Sykes, by the way, who you're listening to, you could sit down and have a conversation with him that you never, ever want to end, because you are a walking encyclopedia of some of those incredible facts about music we've never heard of. I mean, you know the rest of the story stuff, and we love that. And this is why, maybe, John is also the chairman of the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And tonight is the night, I believe, on Disney Plus. You're going to watch it unfold. We got to watch it. Talk about this year's class in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, Elvis, this year's class, or this year's show, is truly historic because for two reasons. Number one, it's the first time ever in 38 years the show will be actually streamed live around the world. So, and that's rock and roll, so hang on, a lot of F-bombs.
Okay. kind of like this show.
Kind of like a show. But you guys, someone's paid a lot of money with a button going, stop. FCC. But anyway, this will be streamed, and so it's never happened before. And we had a great deal with Disney Plus to do this. And they're actually going to run the show, a 3-hour version, on New Year's night. On ABC as a special. But so that's number one. Number two, tonight we will celebrate the 50th anniversary of another historic moment, the creation of hip hop. DJ Kool Herc was a DJ in the Bronx in 1973 in the summer at a party. He brought 2 turntables, which now everybody is used to, and basically created hip hop. And it's become, I'm sure you see on the Grammys, you saw on our iHeartRadio Music Awards, we've been saluting all year long this historic moment. But we're doing it. This is the first time it's being done on a television show in New York, where hip hop began. And DJ Kool Herc will be here tonight. He's receiving the Musical Influence Award from the Hall of Fame. LL Cool J, obviously one of the greatest hip-hop artists, will present it to him and tell the story of this man who really changed the world. If you think rock and roll changed the world in the 50s, before any of us were around, hip-hop changed the world in 1973, and you can see today. And the final reason why it's historic is that the first female rapper in history, Missy Elliott, will be inducted.
Yeah,
so, we're so excited.
Cool.
And we knew you'd be talking about Missy Elliott, so we have some Missy Elliott on deck, ready to push play. You know who else is being inducted as a non-performer, who I was always a fan of, is Don Cornelius. Don Cornelius was the host of Soul Train. Have you ever watched that?
Yep.
It was an incredible show. They had the best acts come on and perform, and the dancing was incredible. Of course, that was in the boogie woogie oogie 70s, so everyone was wearing their glamour and their glitz. But he was a superstar in music, and especially anything that had to do with soul music. It was Don Cornelius. He's in tonight, too.
He's in, and you think about what he did. Another game changer. He brought black music into white households. You think about these small towns all over America who didn't know what R&B music was, and all of a sudden you saw the Spinners, who basically are getting in tonight. Rubber Band Man, Working My Way Back to You, classic songs. So what he did was bring this incredible music, and remember, rock and roll comes from black music, comes from country, comes from gospel. So you think about Fats Domino, Chuck Berry, Little Richard. Those were black artists that really started rock and roll. So the idea that Don Cornelius is getting inducted, he really took it wide, mainstream. So that's going to be very exciting. And we have a Soul Train moment with New Edition performing Spinner songs. That's going to be...
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
Wow.
So tonight's the night. And this is the tip of the iceberg, by the way. I mean, Shaka Khan's going to be in there tonight. Also,
Sheryl Crow, George Michael, obviously it will be... Carrie Underwood's going to be performing something. Adam Levine will be...
Bernie Taupin, right?
Elton John will be inducting Bernie Taupin tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, Bernie Taupin wrote all of those beautiful songs that Elton John co-wrote with him. And it's just, what a night, John.
Yeah,
this is going to be
So
amazing.
cool.
And the cool thing, I'll say one more thing about tonight, is it not only celebrates artists who have been around for 25 years, like kind of so the old artists you sometimes think, because that's what you have to, minimum time you have to get into the Hall of Fame, but we also surround them with younger artists who really were influenced by them. Olivia Rodrigo will be singing with Sheryl Crow tonight. You'll have Brandy. You'll have a Big Boy is going to be inducting Kate Bush. St. Vincent's going to perform her song. Chris Stapleton's going to sing with Dave Matthews, saluting Willie Nelson. You're going to see a lot of surprises for George Michael tonight, and also others. So you'll see a lot of artists played on Z100 will be there on the stage tonight, basically honoring their heroes.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is why tonight is a very important night. It is every year, but now you can see it streaming live on Disney Plus, of course, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And thank you for bringing your knowledge and everything into this conversation, John. Fabulous.
Fabulous. And we'll have a great time. And don't forget also Shaka Khan.
I
just like to say that. That's a skinny white kid. Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Love her. We love you, John. Thank you for coming by. And
Thank
we'll be watching
you
tonight.
guys. I love you guys. I get to be on once a year. I love this.
John, what time is it tonight on Disney Plus? Do you know?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, and then we'd love to have you watch it live, but then it'll go on VOD on Disney Plus. Nowadays, you don't miss it if you miss the premiere. And then January 1st, New Year's night, after you wake up hungover from New Year's Eve, you can watch a great 3-hour kind of edited version of the show. So it's
Perfect.
But it'll be fun live tonight.
All right, tonight, 8 o'clock East Coast, Disney Plus. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Woo. And I think we should give Missy Elliott a spin right now. Thank you, John. We love you, John.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.